Good morning, everyone. My name is Tarek Bolat. I'm the co-founder and CEO of WaveSense. At WaveSense, we're driving the safest and most reliable autonomous vehicle and assisted driving navigation by, instead of looking around the surface as you typically would as a human or with LiDAR or camera, by looking into the ground and mapping the subsurface about 3 meters into the ground, and then using that map to navigate the vehicle. And we'll talk about why that's relevant in a second. So, as most of you probably know, the status quo today, and this is true amongst all the autonomous driving platforms and the OEMs and tier ones that are moving into the space, is to use LiDAR and camera to create an HD map of the area, and then you go through that area the second time and track to that map. The issue with that is that, as we all know as human drivers, the surface is very dynamic. There's a lot of dynamism to it, and so things like inclement weather, snow, rain, fog, things as simple as mapping when there's foliage on the trees, tracking when there's no foliage on the trees in the winter, construction, moving vehicles. All of that basically means that the map today is not ready for broad deployment and adoption. And so what we're doing here at WaveSense is, thank you. It's a total shift in perspective about how to actually leverage the data that's available. So we sweep the ground 126 times per second, creating an image about 3 meters down into the subsurface, getting reflections off of things like changes in soil type and soil density, roots, rocks, cavities, utility infrastructure. And this is all real data here. And then you're able to track to that map the second time you go through, typically getting about 2 to 5 centimeter level precision in the POCs we're doing right now with some of the large OEMs and tier ones and self-driving platform companies. What it means is that you can actually navigate without regard to anything that's going on the surface. So this is an example in snow. Another one is when you don't have roadside markings like on a lot of highways. There are many, many others when you have an unreliable map. This is near our headquarters in Boston. What you're seeing here is the creation of a baseline map on a clear day and the tracking against it in the middle of a snowstorm with about an inch of snow on the ground. And you can see basically 0.5 centimeter to 3 centimeter lateral accuracy. So extremely precise positioning. I don't think there's another company in the world that can actually do positioning like that in that environment. And so the value proposition that we're driving here, and that's resonating very broadly with the OEs and tier ones, is that the map is very static and stable, allows you to navigate in any sort of situation. It's uncorrelated from the surface sensors, so if you think about how things fail and succeed in uncorrelated ways, when you add WaveSense in, it makes the likelihood of a common point of failure vanishingly small, and it radically increases utilization in a ride-sharing context and also in a freight context. And if you look at what drives the unit economics of those types of businesses, utilization is the primary driver there. There are some other things here which we can talk about later. And so the upshot here is that we're doing large paid POCs with some of the big OEMs, tier ones, and self-driving platforms right now. Some of those are completed, some of those are ongoing. We'll pick 1 or 2 partners to drive that to market over the next few months and then keep building from there. So again, Tarek Bolat, my email is tarek@wavesense.io if you want to get in touch, and I'll be around afterwards. Thank you very much.